Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss a bad article from a website called Food Republic. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Matt Welge and Tim Swyatt.
Hey gang, what's up?
What is up?
Hey-oh, so yeah, we're going to be talking today about some just horrible journalism, not even Google searching anything. Clearly you don't know about the topic, and then you don't even bother to put any research into it. You just write whatever's at the top of your mind. And it's horrific, actually. If you're into bourbon like we are, and you hear this article that we're going to kind of go over from Food Republic, put in a plug for those guys. Great work that they're doing.
Yeah, why you even bring them? Yeah, why you even bring them light is kind of surprising to me.
I mean, the kid that wrote it, or guy that wrote it,
Look at that.
he even looks AI generated.
He does look
like
AI generated.
18 years old.
Yeah.
He just started drinking Grandpa's whiskey.
My
Grandpa's old cough medicine.
And he's in London.
He's in London. Okay.
Why is somebody from London writing about American whiskey?
Yeah, well, he's not doing a good job of it, so we'll say that. So, yeah, we'll get to that after the break. And again, he may be a good person. We're not, but this article's bad. This article is bad. It's
Shame on the editor for letting this get through.
Yeah.
Let's just go there.
Yeah, apparently there's not an editor if you look at this. So we'll talk about that after the break. For right now, no one can come up with a small talk, so we do have the game Small Talk available on Amazon. Check out Small Talk, the game. So we're all doing plugs now that Welge started making a few bucks. We're trying to get in on this too.
Trying to get on this.
Yeah, just want a little coin in our pockets to jingle. So yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Do you tend to spend more time thinking about the past or the future? This is an interesting topic. Interesting topic. Do you tend to spend more time thinking about the past or the future? I'll go first. I tend to think more about the future. What am I working on? What am I doing? What's next? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do in retirement? What does retirement even look like? Where am I going to live? What am I going to do? Are we going to stay in St. Louis? Are we going to move? Are we going to keep a presence in St. Louis but still move somewhere else? I don't know. I'm always thinking about the future. The past. I mean, certainly you draw upon it a little bit. It's not like I'm a person that never thinks about the past. I do, but way more about the future for sure. I got a lot of gas left.
A lot of things left to do.
Yeah. So for sure. So that's me. What about you guys?
I am an overthinker.
Okay, imagine
No
that.
way.
I didn't know that. This is breaking news. This just in. Justine Mays, overthinker.
Shocked. I consciously overthink the future and play out 15 different scenarios of what could happen. But then I subconsciously at 3 a.m. will think of something stupid that I said in 1982 and then overthink that.
Okay. Why did I say this? Why? Damn it! Why?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So, what about you, Matt?
I love this topic. All right, so you can get me, next to a fire pit with a glass of whiskey, easing back in the chair. I could talk about this for hours because you can really go about the way of more Eastern philosophy that they really kind of want to focus on the future and not dwell on the past because it's something you can't change, right? You can't change the past. But honestly, I adopt more of a 50-50 rule because focusing on the future too much can get you over anxious, overzealous about what's to come and always thinking about what's the next thing and maybe over analyzing. And you have to have that reflection. As long as that 50% is focused on reflection of the past and not like living in regret. You don't want to live in regret. You don't want to be focusing on, oh, well, I should have done this better, or I could have done this differently, or I should have gone the way. I mean, you can't change it, right? It's in the past. So reflect on the good things of the past and then focus on the future and finding that balance, whether that's 60-40, 50-50. That's I love
Feels like
this.
Matt's got a show. This should be your new podcast where you just
I was going to say, is he going to drop when his book is hitting shelves or something like that?
I mean, this is triggering the poet inside of me. Yeah, this is deep.
All right, fair enough. Eddie Bolton has recently turned into a motivational speaker on TikTok. Apparently, have you seen that?
No.
So his thing is
TikTok. So that's the reason why
I'm not on TikTok either. Becca showed this to me, and he's getting big views and stuff like that. And he does a video every morning where he's driving to work, and he yells at you. So he yells at you saying, there's nobody out there going to fix your. There's nobody out there going to fix your problems. If you're waiting around for things, you need to do this yourself. And Becca showed me, and it's every day, and he's screaming, and he puts a song to it, underlined, and it's like, thunder, so that's playing in the background, and he's yelling at you to get you motivated, and apparently it's working out really well for him. He's building quite the following, and there's a lot of downloads. He's getting, there's days when he's getting more than 100,000 downloads in a day and stuff. So he's getting some traction with this, and I always think, my motivational. I asked this to Becca, and she gets very offended because she's very protective of her brother, so you got to be careful. I wasn't careful. I just said, if they look at his life and see what a record is, do you feel like that would hurt his ability to be a motivational speaker? She's pissed.
I'm surprised you're not going to get a stern letter from Delafane as well, so you better be careful.
Yes, this is true.
We all need a hype man. We all need a hype person. That's cool.
You tried your bit at motivational speaking during COVID when you were ranting in the mornings, drinking bourbon.
Well, I was basically just telling people to say fuck it, and life's over is what I was trying to basically say. I was like, this is...
We're all going to die.
It's been a good run. Thank you for your dedication, and let's just drink ourselves to death before it gets us. So that's basically was my message.
That's motivation.
I ended it. My signature sign-off was to say, fuck it.
Single-handedly helped the bourbon industry because people started consuming more, Steve.
Yes.
You were the cause.
I think so. So yeah, I was out there drinking all the time. So yeah, that was one of the stories that came up at the event last night when we were doing the talking about that. And I had a collection well over 1,000 bottles at that time. Well, a lot more than I do today. And because I also wouldn't finish a lot of bottles because when you get to the end, it's like I'll never know if I'll get to buy that bottle again, or this is a barrel pick, and I'll never have this flavor profile. So I'd save them at the bottom. And then COVID starts, and I just start drinking all of them. And so suddenly you're going from, if you have 12 drinks, you crush 12 bottles in a day. And the warden looks in the trash can and says, oh, fuck, he's got a bad problem here. And then she, over time, saw what I was doing. And then she's like, hey, I was getting ready to do an intervention for you. And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, I was getting ready to call your friends. And I'm like, friends? Who would be there? And she's like, oh, well, Royce and Becca and McNew. And I'm like, they're drunks. You don't call fucking McNew and tell you how to live your goddamn life. I'm worried about you. You're drinking. You don't ask fucking McNew to make a speech for you. Royce and Becca. I mean, come on. These people have major problems. They're not going to. I'm like, no. This would not have gone well. Yeah. Oh, I was just like, so yeah, that's a fucking funny thing when she was going to do an intervention with me with those two. Yeah, I was like, oh, please give me a break. So
just kill me now.
Yeah, exactly. Has everyone weighed in on our topic? I forget.
I have not yet. I haven't, but Steve, you took the words out of my mouth. I tend to have all those little bottles. I'm a nostalgia freak when it comes down to the past. But the past is history. The future's a mystery. Today's a gift. Why they call it the present. Master Shifu.
God.
Yes.
That's cheesy.
Master, what was it? Woogly, whatever his name was. That's cheap. Yes, the Kung Fu Panda reference. But no, yeah, I'm more of a 60-40, maybe 65-35 kind of guy when it comes to past and I'm on Welge's philosophical train here. I need to get him lit and with a campfire and just let him go.
Very motivational guy.
That would be. I would have clarity beyond clarity.
Yeah.
Let me get going. I can bend you.
Okay. All right. If you're on TikTok, check out Eddie Bolton. He'll get you going in the morning.
He's got his haircut properly now.
Yeah, for sure. On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to go first. I've got Barron's Brandy here. This is from Dancing Goat. Love this stuff. And I'm going to do a last show pour. So here we go. Not much there as far as a cork pop. So that was pretty weak. But I have the lead right now. We did hear it. So I have the lead. All right. Next up is Justine. She looks ready. What do you got there?
I have a Yellowstone store pick from Novi Party Store.
Novi. Okay. Okay, that's our lead. Wasn't great. It was above average, I'd say, for sure, but not perfection by any means. Matt, Justine has the lead. What do you got?
Yeah, those Yellowstone corks, man, you wouldn't think they would do much, but they always end up pulling their own weight. All right, so everyone's giving me shit for trying to sell something. I'm going to sell ABV Barrel Shop.
All right.
Rossville Union.
Now we're talking.
The Runaway Winner. Love this rye.
Okay. Woo. That seems like a dead heat. Who do you think's got the lead here, Tim?
Justine's got him.
Justine's got him. All right. Justine has the lead, but Tim is yet to go. So, Tim, it's you versus Justine, basically. Matt and I are eliminated.
From a little place in Buena Vista, Colorado, this is a Deerhammer Distilling Company rum.
Okay.
Very nice.
The rum that Royce and Adam did not follow through on. So keep that in mind. All right, slide on the set.
Oh, that's our winner.
Wow.
That was a good one. That was a very good one. So,
welcome
You
to
need
the
to make
Rum
sure
Daily.
that Money listens to this episode.
yeah, taught him how to do it. Yeah.
Example of his own products. Cork.
Cheers, Timmy.
At sea level.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about an example of bad journalism. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. Solid cork pop.
And then I threw the cork. Solid cork drop.
Yeah, terrible cork pop. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily. I'm a big bourbon guy.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are talking about an example of bad journalism.
Yes, we are. So, this journalist from Food Republic, he opens it up nice enough. Few countries do whiskey better than the United States. We literally can't get enough of that stuff. Wow, okay, so very complimentary. And I guess he saw some awards that were given out, and they had a category of Best American Whiskey. Now, American whiskey is a category. Just like you can have a bourbon, you can have a rye. American whiskey is a defined category. That's kind of a little bit of a catch-all. When you're doing something unusual, something different, it falls into that. I think the most notable name that we come up with would be Michter's, and Michter's won. And this guy's article focuses on the fact, how do other great American whiskeys get beat by a small operation like Michter's? And the examples that he gave out of iconic American whiskeys are Jack Daniels and Johnny Walker. I mean, how does Michter's beat that as the best American whiskey? First of all, those don't fall. They don't fall into the category of American whiskey, and Johnny Walker is not even American. That's a Scotch.
In the first paragraph, this thing hits the dumpster right off the bat.
Yeah, it does.
Shit after that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, what sets the brand apart, though, Steve, is its unique methods, and the secret is in the barrel.
Yeah.
You know, much of the whiskey's color and flavor comes from the wood. Michter's, however, takes barrel making a step further than most. Its oak's barrels are air-dried outdoors for up to 5 years, mellowing the harsh, bitter compounds and setting up a smoother pour.
Yeah. You know, and it's all wrong. I mean, it wasn't, I guess there's some research there, because he talks about the original distillery opened in 1753 in Schaeffertown, Pennsylvania. The original Michter's, which is, again, an iteration, some change in the names from the start of the place. But he talks about they moved operations. No, they didn't. The name was bought out of bankruptcy court and started in Louisville, Kentucky by Joe Malioco. It has nothing to do, other than the name, and than with the original Michter's brand or anything like that. There's no, it's not a tie. They didn't move operations. That business was long shuttered when it moved, more than a decade, quite a long time. So, yeah, it's interesting to see something this bad. And I don't understand how someone can write it. I don't understand how, if there's an editor, how that makes it through. I mean,
how does it even get through an AI fact check?
Yeah, just run it through AI.
Something.
Do something. Yeah. It's interesting. So
bad out there, people. It's bad.
This speaks to a deeper topic. Like, I'm curious, like, what everyone's take is on how much energy do you spend on a person that might come into your shop, Steve, or might run into you at a tasting event, Tim, or even just a friend of a friend of a friend, Justine, that maybe they just know enough to be dangerous. They just know enough to be like a complete imbecile when you're really talking about, oh, well, Michter's American whiskey. Well, that's a bourbon, right? or
Right.
or what the concept of light whiskey is, or what the concept of something even more specific like American single malt. How much energy do you spend trying to educate someone before you just say fuck it, and you
Yeah.
just kind of smile and you say, "Hey man, drink what you like," and you go find another group of people to go talk to. Like,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of that. There's people come in and they're trying to impress you with stuff. And again, I don't want to be jaded, but you're not going to impress me saying you went on the Woodford tour and they were selling double oaked that day. I don't care. It's not something that impresses me. Or you went and you went to a small craft distillery and you got to meet the person who makes the whiskey. It's cool. That's a great experience. But I'm doing that kind of stuff all the time. Anything I say, and I'll say something that'll try to come back over the top over me, and it's like I've done quite a few things in whiskey, believe it or not. So I don't get impressed by that. So I don't like that. But the ones I don't even like even more is when they ask a question and they don't even fucking listen to the answer. They just want to ask questions to show you how smart they are, that they know to ask questions. And they'll ask that. That's a good, because we have a light whiskey, and now that you bring up a good topic, well, what is light whiskey? And then I started explaining it. I realize quickly they're not even listening. They don't care.
no, they've already, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I tend to just, like you said, do very short answers on those that aren't, they're the ones that want to know. I'm more than happy to explain exactly what light whiskey is and how it became popular, how it became not popular, and how it's kind of popping up again. But I don't have much of a time for people who aren't there to have true whiskey conversations. That's just me.
You bring it because Steve, you see it in the shop or whatever maybe it is. You're seeing it. You're on the other side of the bar. Now that I'm on that other side of the bar in a different role, doing organized tastings, it's interesting to see the folks that try to stump you and this, that, and the other. And a lot of times I'll just sit there and smile and just not answer. And all of a sudden it gets all quiet, and then I'll say, "What would you ask again?"
Right.
And they're like, when they say it again, then everybody's like, "What?" And it just kind of sounds. And I recently I had one guy. We just finished the tasting. I come out to go get a cocktail at the bar, and I'm wearing my Rush Creek shirt, whatever. And a guy comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, so you own the place, huh?" And I'm like, "No, I actually run the this, that, and the other." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I know whiskey. I know bourbon really well. You know like New Riff." I'm like, "Yeah, I know New Riff. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff." He's like, "Yeah, that Balboa rye bourbon is really solid." I'm like, "Okay, yeah. Did you try any of our stuff here?" "Oh, no. No, I'm not here for your stuff." I'm like, "Well, what?
Why are you here? Right.
I'm like,
Why are you here?
I'm just, my friends brought me here, and I just, I'm kind of the guy that leads them around to different places." I'm like, "Oh, good for you." I just turned around and walked away.
Right.
It's like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
I know you bump into a few of them, and it's not.
The worst people are the big bourbon guys.
That was that guy.
They're the worst to deal with.
Yeah, that was the guy.
To Justine, representing the ladies of the world, you don't really get that from women. That's a man thing, and it's annoying. It really is. It's incredibly annoying. People that think they know everything, and in reality, you see that they're very narrow focused. In reality, what do they know about? They know about Blanton's and the stuff like that. That's what they know about. What Buffalo Trace dropped that day. If you ask them that, well, they're experts. But who cares? I don't care. They think I'm full of shit. I'm lying. I honestly don't care what Buffalo Trace dropped that day. Yeah, that's not exciting for me.
I do enjoy taking the air out of the room when I say, "Hey, by the way, most of these tasters and blenders are female, and the female has a better palate than males."
Yeah,
it takes all the air out of the room immediately, especially when there's a female in the group.
Right.
And you see them perk up a little bit. And I said, "Yeah, a lot of these original distillers were all female, because guess who was doing a lot of the cooking and fermenting and making of things? It wasn't the guys." Like, "Well, what do you mean? What about Curly H. Taylor?" And he marketed and created something. Let's talk about that story. Let's go there if you want to go there. But let's talk about who created the sour mash process. May not have been Dr. Jim Crow.
Right, for sure.
I don't know. Just, it's interesting. Sorry, Justine, I cut you off as typical mansplaining does.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, I have learned that I do not have the patience don't have the patience for a lot of things, but I can never work like in the shop or anything like that. I recently, I think I kind of took the Lenny way of handling this situation because we went out after work for one of my coworkers' birthdays, and there was a new girl that had just started a few weeks before that, and she came, and I was talking to one of the other girls at the table about bourbon. Like, she was asking some questions and I was answering her, and then this girl pipes in and is like, bourbon can only be made in Kentucky. And I was like, no, actually be made anywhere in the United States. And I started like rattling everything off, and then she just still on that, well, actual bourbon's just made in Kentucky. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then she proceeded to show me a picture of the bottle that her and her husband just got of Clyde Mays. And I was like, you know what? That's not made in Kentucky.
Right.
And then she just kind of.
Doors are made in Alabama.
Just kind of sat there.
That's a
like,
blow her mind.
She's just like, well, and she's like, I'm more of a tequila girl. I was like, well, if you're more of a tequila girl, then you should fucking stop talking about bourbon.
Right.
And I got up and I walked away to go to the bathroom, and I heard one of the other girls at the table. I was like, yeah, you may not want to challenge her on that next time. Just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
She's kind of a big deal. She kind of has her own brand. It's like,
she has her own brand, for God's sakes.
All of these, everything. And she's like, well, it's just still made in Kentucky. And I was like,
did you whip out your brand at that point? Pull out a bottle of the Justine Amazing Blend? Be like, well, let's have this.
This was before that.
Oh. Now this is the showstopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give my tell. If I'm with a group of people and I kind of raise my glass to them and I kind of go, oh well, man, just drink what you like, and I cheers them and I walk away. That's my version of, oh, bless your heart.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of my way of just leaving the moment, leaving the situation, leaving the discussion before I really just lose my temper and, go off on them. Because you can't win, like you said, Justine. If they're just going to keep going with
everything's a dick measuring contest with these fucks. When we sit around, it's like if this group is here, if we're at the Bardstown at the Bardstown Bourbon Lodge, we're not trying to up one another on everything. No, we're just telling our stories and stuff like that. No one's like, well, you did that, but I did this, and it's cooler. No.
And to be willing to learn, to still always be willing to learn. Like, I'm still willing to learn. I still consider myself a newbie in certain categories and certain things. I'm always willing to learn.
Yeah, I agree.
If you had this one where somebody's talking, somebody else is talking, and they call you over here. No, you got to hear what he does. You got to hear what he does, or hear what she does, and they pull you over into the conversation, mid cockfight, and they're like, "Hey, tell them what you do. Tell them what you do." And I'm like, "Oh shit! What did I just walk into?"
That's not fair. Yeah.
I don't like being put on a pedestal.
No.
Because you know what? You put me in a room with somebody like a Royce Neely or an Adam Stumpf, people who are making this shit, they know a million more things than I do. I can't even, I look like an infant in my knowledge versus them. So I never think I'm the end all be all of everything bourbon, because I hang out with people who are way smarter than me when it comes to this shit. I know my place in the world. I'm not the smartest guy out there when it comes to this stuff. But
yeah, I don't by any means think that I know everything, because I don't. I learn something new literally every day, and not just about bourbon, just shit in general.
Mm-hmm.
But when it just really pisses me off when you're giving them the basics.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you could Google this and AI will tell you this shit. And then you still tell me that I'm wrong. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to be part of this conversation anymore.
Just say, drink what you like and walk away.
Yeah.
Drink your tequila. That's the moral of this podcast. Drink what you like and walk away. That's the way to do it.
That Johnny Walker American whiskey.
Yeah. God. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Matt, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me across all socials at Whiskey Tequila Fridays Podcast.
All right, Tim.
Find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112, mansplaining Justine on podcasts. And then you can find me on YouTube at our flagship whiskey, as well as rushcreekdistilling.com.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_maze.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley across all social media. ABVnetwork.com, that's where we talk about what's going on with the ABV Network, including where we put all of our shows, and then ABVBarrelShop.com, everything that's going on with the Barrel Shop, so check that out. And also Bourbon Sasquatch on YouTube. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya!
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Here's Johnny Walker.
Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.